I'm now going to read from chapter 5 of book 3, a little further on, and we're on Warleggan. You can just about see him there. Okay, Ralph Bates played Warleggan in the first series, and I'm at the beginning of chapter 5, as I said, book 3. On the 9th of May, he received a letter from Elizabeth. He had been in Truro all day, once again making arrangements with the venturers of Wheel Radiant for the disposal of the headgear of the mine. Half his life, it seemed to him, he was active in starting business ventures which he spent the other half winding up. Well, this was the end of them. From now on he farmed his land, and if he was allowed, lived on in debt-ridden poverty for the rest of his days. Now he had no mine, and no interest in a mine, and that was the way it would stay. He was taking this failure very hard, but not saying much about it. Looking back, he thought sometimes he had over-dramatized his disappointment as a younger man. As one grew older, one saw that no good came of kicking at the table like a hurt child. You took the bad luck and swallowed it, and shook off the injury, and pretended to yourself all was well, as to other people that it didn't matter. That was the lesson hard to learn. It was particularly hard for Ross. In the afternoon he met Richard Tonkin again and told him the news, receiving his sympathy with a better grace than most people's, because they had once been fellow sufferers together. They had a meal in the Seven Stars, and it was 9 before Ross arrived home. There had been a faint suggestion of summer heat about the day, and Demelza looked very fresh and cool in the garden, in a white runched bodice and a cream poplin skirt, with a little green apron. He got off his horse, and she walked with him back to the house. "You've supped, Ross?" "I thought you must have. I waited until 8:15. Did that heavy shower catch you this morning?" "No, I had none on the way. Dry both in and out, truly surprising. These bullhorns are something terrible. I suppose it must be all the coldly weather. They eat my flowers and slime my stones, and if I step on 'em, it makes me feel sick. I have a lady's instincts where a snail is concerned. Funny, for I can wrap a bad wound, or clean a baby, or pick up a mouse without distaste." "You should train Garrick to eat 'em, or perhaps, if we're more reduced, we shall do it ourselves. I haven't seen that before. Is it new?" He touched her bodice. "New?" She smiled. "Well, I have not seen it, I'm sure. I made it out of 2 of your old shirts, which were far gone for patching. There is good material if you pick it out where the wear does not come. When I asked you to marry me, I did not suppose you would be driven to making your blouses out of the tails of my shirts. Not tails, sides, and the lace I got from an old shawl. But I have been in much worse straits." Gimlet was not about, so she walked with Ross round to the stables. She said, "I'll unsaddle Darky. If you go in, I'll follow so soon as he's comfortable. There's 2 letters for you." "2? Who from?" Something in the lightness of her tone. "No, Gimlet will be in soon, won't he? Have you read them?" "The one that is addressed to us both is from Sir Hugh, inviting us to a party at his house next Saturday. He mentioned it when I saw him. It's his birthday. I did not dare ask which. And he seems to be planning something to outdo Sir John Trelawney's." Ross thought that he had solved the slight peculiarity to her tone, and so forgot to ask about the other letter. "I hope you'll not be disappointed if we answer no," she said. "I would have thought it reasonable enough to go, as so many of our neighbours are likely to be there, but it don't matter if you prefer not." He went in, glad that she'd so readily given up the idea, and rather surprised that she had. Perhaps she was growing as tired of the man as he was. He did not notice that she had not followed him into the house. He went through into the parlour and picked the 2 letters up off the spinet. The long twilight was ending, and the light was very shadowy, so he took the letters to the window. Recently he had seen more of Elizabeth's writing on documents and things than at any other time, and he at once recognized it on the outside of the second one. He broke the seal. "My dear Ross," Elizabeth had written, "I do not know how to write this letter. I do not know where to begin it, or where to end it, or how to tell you what I have to tell. I know it will upset you, and I, who gave you so much pain once before, would rather do almost anything than hurt you again, and in the same way, yet it seems that I must. Oh, Ross, my life has been a very frustrative one. It has been an empty one, and very, very cold. Never more so than in these lonely months since Francis died. Perhaps I am the wrong sort of person to be left alone. I seem to need the strength and protection that a man can give. I have promised to marry George Warleggan. It will be just 10 days from now. We are to be married by licence at St. Mary's Church. At my insistence it will be very private, only our parents and the necessary witnesses. We will live mainly at Cardew, so that from now forward you will see little of me. I feel that is what you will wish. Ross, I cannot give you reasons for marrying George, for reasons suggest I need justification, and I cannot begin my second marriage by being disloyal even in thought. If affection has existed between us all these years, between you and me, I pray that you should use it now to reach an understanding of my position, for to understand all may be to forgive all, or if not that, to excuse in part. Your sincere and affectionate friend, Elizabeth.